Hello everyone, how's it going? It is April 7th, 2012. I'm Jeff Lunter.
I'm Raymond Hope.
And this is something beautiful. Oh my gosh, this week, I don't know, it's extremely boring. But,
Yes.
I'd say yesterday was one of the most amazing, hangout days with our friends that we've really ever had.
Uh-huh.
One of them,
We
obviously.
haven't done something like that in a few years.
Well,
Actually.
in order to elaborate, what we did yesterday, I was obviously warned by my girlfriend that once you get your, temps or everything, everyone's going to ask you to, for a ride or whatever. But I'm totally fine with it, which is weird, because most people would be, pissed off and be like, give me gas money and all this other shit. But, yesterday, I drove out to, Broadview Heights, which is literally, 10 miles away. I don't know.
It's like 7 miles.
I don't know. One of them. But, I just want to say that it sucks driving out there because you end up getting lost, especially when my mom's giving you directions. But this is why I hate driving with, parents. Because they act like they know where they're going, but then they make you, turn around, 4 times.
I don't know how to drive. I wouldn't know.
Dude, it's
But
crazy.
The thing is, we didn't plan any of this. It was just everything we did was spontaneous yesterday.
Just like our podcast.
And, yeah. And, we didn't actually actually start until, 5. Right? It was,
Yeah, that was around the
4:35.
time we all started hanging out,
And
5 o'clock.
Yeah. It felt like forever. It was great.
We were driving down the street, and I honestly hate children. Okay, we understand that there's no other place to play, your driveway. You can't play there. You had to play in the middle of the street. That's understandable. But when you're standing there and, riding your... I think I bitched about this last week, about people who, cross across the crosswalk. This has literally happened to me recently. It was Raymond and I, and we were all in the car. And these kids were, standing in the middle of the road, riding their bikes and just walking in the street when, there's perfectly good sidewalks that weren't, used at all, obviously. And they were just, I don't know. But, it was funny because when we drove by them, our friend Jake, screamed at us, so I don't even know what he said, I forget. He just screamed.
He screamed profanities because that's Jake.
Yeah, that's how Jake is. And then, when we started, we went to McDonald's right afterwards, which was literally a couple blocks away, and those kids walked in.
Yep.
Well, just our luck. In my city, since it's so small, if you make fun of someone on the street, you are bound to see them in a course of 5 minutes.
Yeah, give it 10, 15 minutes, you will see them again.
It's impossible to insult people who are driving by, because then they'll be like, I remember you. And then Raymond was sitting there, he's like, oh my god, it smells like fish. And it was just so terrible because these girls were all whores. And anyways, yesterday we did a very unsuccessful prank. We went up to a Burger King, about to ask for a death burger. It seemed really cool in our head, but it didn't actually work too well. I was kind of tentative with it.
Jake was laughing too hard.
Jake was laughing. He's like, can I get a death... He starts laughing. I was like, yes, can we get a death burger? And the person didn't respond to me. I'm like, why aren't you answering me? And then I just drove away because they ignored me. It was very... It hurt.
What did we do after that?
We went to my house.
Was it after the Burger King thing?
No, after Burger King thing, we went to the park.
Yeah, we went to the park.
And then we walked around for 10 minutes, and we're just like, dude, it's too fucking cold. We're not walking.
No, it's because
anymore.
everyone had to piss.
Oh, yeah, everyone had to pee. So, we went to the park. We didn't go to my house. We went to the park.
Oh yeah, we were gonna leave the car there. Be like, okay, you have to go find it, Mom.
Oh my gosh, that would have been the most terrorizing thing for my mother. Come back with the keys and because the park is literally 2 blocks away from my house. Just walk home from the park and be like, Mom, I want to do that. We're actually, last week we talked about going to the Smithsonian and talked about wanting to see that exhibit. And I want to do that. I want to park, we're going to drive down there, and on the way back, I want to park my car a couple blocks away, and walk home and give my mom the keys and say, find it. It's somewhere between here and, we're here in Virginia. So, we rented a car home. That'd be insane. I don't know. I'd hate to do something like that to my mom, because she's the most gullible person on the planet.
Oh my god.
Everything. We told her yesterday that, tell her, Raymond.
Oh, what was it? We were driving, and we drove by our friend David. This is a story that we told his mother. We drove by our friend David, and the sunroof was open, which it was. So that part we weren't lying about. The sunroof was open, so Eric he's the smallest one out of all of us. Crawls out of the sunroof and jumps through David's window into his car, and she believed us.
It was awesome. I'm surprised that my mom manages to believe the stupid stories we come up with. I told the story.
Because we told Jake and Eric, we told them that you can tell her any story as long as you keep a straight face, she will believe it.
I told her one time Dylan jumped out of my window and broke his leg. We had ketchup on the ground. And she believed there was blood and freaked out, and we hid the phones just so she wouldn't, like, call the cops. We were bad children. I swear to God, we drove my mom to insanity. That's the best thing.
I didn't.
Yeah, he didn't.
You guys did.
Yeah, we did. Dylan and I did. Oh my God. So, now that you want to talk about our first subject? Do you want to talk about it, or should we just debate it? There's this one thing that we noticed. Like, what would you rather see? Or not really. It wasn't what would you rather see. What do you prefer, zombies or vampires? And I personally, if I died and became an undead, I would prefer to be a vampire because I'm able to maintain the same intelligence that I have. And zombies can't control themselves because they're retarded.
Yeah.
They're literally like the autistic. Like, if the undead just take over the planet, they will be the autistic children.
Alright, well, if it's talking about who would you rather be, yeah, I'd pick vampires. But who would you rather face? I would rather face zombies.
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't want to face vampires because they're like they're nearly impossible to kill.
Unless we're talking about sparkly bitches.
Okay, if they're talking about those vampires,
then I think we're safe.
I'll just fucking like bring a sundial with me, and I don't know how that would help, but makes more sense.
Just get a magnifying glass.
It's like burning ants. I honestly have never done that when I was
I didn't.
There was all these stories of like children like they're so corrupted.
Ant bully. That movie was about that, wasn't it?
Bully?
Ant bully.
Ant bully. Yes, it was. Oh my gosh. But I love how they're like talking about like all these children and how demented they used to be in the olden days. Like, children are so demented. They're shining magnifying glasses on ants. And nowadays they're saying children are like demented because of video games. They're using this whole like, oh my God, children. Teachers say little kids are acting out game violence. So apparently kids are acting out Grand Theft Auto and are stealing like bikes or anything like that.
It says it's pretending to be game characters. We did that when we were little. We pretended to be game characters.
We pretended to be anime characters, Dragon Ball Z characters.
No. I have legit played like I was Ratchet and Clank before.
Oh,
that was one of my games.
I won't lie. When I was little, I used to play with David Ettinger. I used to play what was it called? We used to play like he did a mix off Jack, and that's why I never knew what Jack was.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jack 1, 2, or 3. Like, he did a mix off of it, and we made our own characters, and he like had the precursor orbs and everything, and he like made all these like things that are based off Jack, but we like took a whole spin off of it. It was really odd. I'm surprised I still remember things like that.
Wait, he actually made precursor?
No, he didn't make precursor orbs. Just obviously imagination. But,
okay.
Like he incorporated them into a story.
Made it and like hid them all, and he's like, "Go find them all."
I hid 40. Oh my gosh! Speaking of that, I platinumed the game this week, and I am so freaking excited. Now I have 3 platinums. I platinumed Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus because I bought Sly Collection recently, and I started playing Sly 2, and I hate it. Like, I mean, I don't hate it. I just hate finding the clues because they're not as straightforward as the other one. Like, I found 28, and I searched for like an hour yesterday, and I've only found 28 out of 30 on the first level.
Yeah, there's a couple hard ones to find.
Well, yeah,
that's the challenges for.
I don't like challenges.
You only have to find 30 for the trophy, and then you never have to find another bottle ever again.
Yeah, I guess it's something to look forward to. And then I just have to buy the right powers, and then
and you just need to enjoy the game and not play it just for trophies.
Well, okay, fine. I'll enjoy the game. I'll take it in because apparently the second one's like a whole lot better than the first one because
the first one was good too, but it was just like it was repetitive.
Yeah, like I know I bitched about this in PS3 forums how Assassin's Creed was like the most repetitive game I've ever played in my life. But I'm sorry, I'm biased. I kind of dislike Assassin's Creed because I just get extremely bored with it. Like the first one, I think I played it so much that I was just like, ugh, and I think that kind of spoiled the rest of it for me.
It's funny though because the first one is completely different than all the rest.
Of what? Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have, like, a million things to choose from.
You don't have to keep repeating it. There's legit stories in all the rest.
Yeah.
So it sucks when you play the first one, and then you don't play the other ones when they're completely different, because you're tired of the first one.
I'm tired of the second one. Like, I started playing... I don't think I can get into it, because I, like, started playing it and then took, like, a 7-month break. I think I'm just going to start a new games and just delete the file I have, just so I know what's going on in the second one. Because apparently he's in Venice now. I don't even know what the hell he's doing.
I haven't played.
And it's Ezio. I know it's Ezio.
I haven't played 2. I got 2 for Christmas in 2009, and I platinumed that before we went back to school. So...
What a badass.